Utility Board regular meeting for Tuesday, August 9th, 2022. We had July 12th, 2022.
I motion to approve the minutes for the regular meeting of July 12th, 2022 as submitted.
Second.
Aye. Opposed? There, so.
The construction equipment replacement, we had put those out for bid, and we have received the bids back for two new excavators and a backhoe and trailers. I have a copy of the bid tabs in each of your packets, and you'll note the different color codings. The trailers, some of the companies opted not to bid trailers, and the trailers that were bid did not meet specifications that we had requested. So those were all out of the bid. The two excavators, the best prices are the Kubotas with the 6-weight blade from State Equipment, and we also had a backhoe bid from Caterpillar, the Cleveland Brothers, and so they met specifications and they were our best bids. Plus, we got a better deal on a trade-in from Cleveland Brothers with our old equipment for the new equipment. We would also we looked at as an add-on a rock hammer for the Kubotas, and we would like to go ahead. That was a $12,145 addition. We would like to go ahead and add that into the purchase. And as the trailers, we did our own search of trailers and found two at the right price and that met our specifications, and we'll recommend the purchase of those two trailers as well. As the financing goes, the best deal we found was from Truist. That is a $252,351 at 3.54% interest for a 36-month loan, and that was the best one we found with our banking partners. And so it's my recommendation the board authorize the purchase of the hydraulic excavators, the rock hammer, the new backhoe, as well as the trailers.
Something that's common to do financing rather than paying lock, stock, the whole lot.
We do financing. Last year we purchased a new camera truck, and we financed it through Truist. And you just don't have that large capital outlay.
And it's, well, at least I know on regular vehicles, 36 months, hopefully you get 0% APR, but going through a bank, they really don't do, wouldn't be much to them if they're getting 0 interest.
That is correct.
It's not Carbona either.
Yeah, but 36 months, it's pretty good.
No.
All right, I move to approve acceptance of the bid from and award a contract to State Equipment Incorporated for the purchase of two Kubota KX040 hydraulic excavators with a rock hammer at a price of $149,845. To approve acceptance of the bid from and award a contract to Cleveland Brothers Equipment for the purchase of a Caterpillar 420XE backhoe with an upgraded coupler and extended warranty at a price of $86,488 after the trade-in of 4 old backhoes and excavators. To approve acceptance of the bid from and award a contract to Jarco Enterprises for the purchase of two 14,000 GVRW trailers at a price of $16,018 and authorizing the general manager to execute all documents related to said contracts, including, without limitation, documents necessary to finance the purchase thereof with Truist Bank.
I second.
Okay, my brain's not working, my math's not working. Explain to me on the Kubota, how we get to 149,845.
That's with the add-on of the,
And how much
rock
was that?
hammer. It is $12,145.
I still don't get it. Can you help me, Chip?
Add something.
Yeah, let's see, there's 137.7 underneath the Kubota, so that's plus the 12,100 gets us to the 149,845.
Okay,
It's in the green, JT.
what's this number
That's-
here?
That was for the trade-in, for the total with the trade-in, and we were not accepting their price on the trade-in.
So we're not
We're-
trading those vehicles in.
With state, we're trading them in with Cleveland Brothers
So it's, okay,
for the Caterpillar 420XE,
So
and
it's-
then deduction of the equipment of the 52,500.
okay. Gotcha.
And
Now I follow.
And question on the color coding, we've got the green low bid on state equipment, and then for the excavators, and then for the loader, there's the yellow best available delivery. Is that in addition to being the low bid? Because it looks like that's the only other one that had a bid, or with state equipment on the case 580, was that also an acceptable for the specs?
They couldn't guarantee, after talking with the case equipment, with state equipment, they couldn't guarantee the 90 days of delivery. They felt like that could be that could be the manufacture date, but they couldn't guarantee the 90.
Well, I think with a relatively small difference in price and the overall percentage, that's a reasonable extra expense to make sure you actually get it.
I have a question on the Caterpillar equipment. Is it required to be repaired by Caterpillar, or can we do the repairs elsewhere? I know some of these have proprietary systems that require you to go to the original dealer for any repairs.
We do have warranties that come with the equipment, so anything during the warranty period would be taken back.
Yes.
And then after that, Tom, I don't believe it would void the warranty, but we know when to take it back to them versus what we would do on our own, like replacing a hose or just changing oil or something of that nature. We would do internally, but if it had to do with the electronics or those controls, we would take it back to Cleveland Brothers.
Okay.
Okay, additional questions on the motion? We had a second, right?
I did.
Okay, so we had a motion, a second, to approve the purchase of the Kubota KX040 from State Equipment and the Caterpillar 420XE backhoe from Cleveland Brothers and the two trailers from Jarco Enterprises for 149,845, 86,488, and 16,018. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Motion passes. Thank you, Mike. Chip, thank you. Okay, Coben Creek.
Okay, well, Barbara, I don't know if you saw this, but we are up to height now on the dam.
I saw that.
It looks really good. The riprap is with installation on the upstream. They should be. I didn't get it out there today, but they should be finished with it on the dam, and then getting ready to start the excavation around where the office trailers were setting. I know they moved the trailers out of there. The downstream, excuse me, the downstream slope of the dam, they have put down hydroseeding, and it has been washed away at least once. As you know, we can't seem to catch a break with this weather, just like this evening. So that will be ongoing, I believe. Cleanup and restoration of the upstream reservoir area is ongoing. The pump around is in operation, so they can work on the piping connections at the intake tower. Again, the weather has bedeviled them every day, just about. That work is going to take a couple months, we believe, but probably longer now. And survey monuments are scheduled to be installed. Don't know if they've made it yet or not, but they should have been. And those monuments will actually go across the crest of the dam and on the spillway, and that's what they'll use to measure any settlement of the underlying field. And of course, hopefully with the fact that it got to set over the winter, it probably is, we probably won't see a lot of movement there. That's the hope anyway.
That's good news. Yep. Yeah.
They're coming along.
Yeah. Great news.
Finally.
Yeah. Okay, let's move that Flegel down if we can, Mike,
Okay. To the bottom of
to
the
the bottom of the
okay.
agenda. Wastewater treatment.
Okay. Almond Shooty, they're gone now completely. The painting sub is still there. I would say we are talking with Strand Engineering and Almond Shooty about the remaining work and looking at taking a monetary deduction instead of having them continue on with the painting, where we would do that in a different contract later on. Or even possibly look at insulation versus painting on the airlines. We're looking at what the value of the work is and what our costs are currently with our engineering firm and what they would be to finish up. And it would allow us to go ahead and finalize the work and finish up all of our contract documents, and then we'll get the remaining paperwork taken care of. The painting that's left, it's not critical for anything other than more aesthetic, and it's not in a real bad shape at the moment. But again, we could bid that out at a later time, so if we chose to do so. But the insulation option would also be very reasonable.
What was the cause of the demobilization before that was complete?
The painter is a subcontractor to Almond Shooty, so they were finished with their portion of the work, and so there would be that's why they're gone. They demobilized. They no longer have their offices there or anything.
Do we have a projected formal dedication or anything like that?
We haven't projected one out, Tom. We were just kind of waiting to get everything finished, although we have had a number of tours. But we do need to get things scheduled for having an open house for the board and for City Hall to come in and everyone take a look and see the most modern treatment plant, I believe, in the state of West Virginia.
Very good. Two huge projects coming to an end there. We're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel anyway. Okay, industrial park.
Okay, as of the 1st of August, Anderson has installed 6,870 feet of water main. The water mains are in except from some small piping around the booster station, which needs to be installed. The contractor's working on cleanup. They've also been filling the water lines for testing, but Anderson is still waiting on material to be delivered for the booster station. So supply chain issues are still plaguing us. At the tank site, grouting is completed. The contractor anticipates being on site to start the excavation for the foundation in the next few weeks. As of also the 1st of August, Green River, they've installed 760 feet of gravity sewer line and force main. All the force main except a small portion next to the water plant lift station upgrade has been completed. They're currently working on installing the new 10-foot diameter wet well at the water plant lift station. The electrical contractor's been on site, and the contractor is testing the gravity lines and force main. So it's moving along well.
Okay.
Upper
Pompano.
Upper Pompano Sanitary and Stream Restoration Project. We have authorized E.L. Robinson to begin work on the project. So they're getting started, and once they have everything ready from their PER, we'll be able to get an idea of costs and so forth.
Fair enough. Keep on trucking, Mikey.
Okay, well, this West Ridge development, this is also part of the Chaplain Hill. I did receive news today that our request for a congressional district, the congressional grant we had asked for.
Personally directed spending.
Yeah, directing. Yeah, thank you, Eric. Having a little trouble speaking this evening. Well, and you'll know why. Because we were told we did not receive it.
Oh.
So it was disappointing, but there were 100 projects that were submitted, and less than 20 were selected. So, but on the upside, tomorrow we will have our application in with the West Virginia Infrastructure and Jobs Development Council for the same project. So there was just a little bit of work left to do on the accounting side, and it'll be uploaded tomorrow, and our application will be completed. And so it would be there for to be acted upon at the September meeting. The office renovations and expansion, we met with Omni Architects. We started to go over the workflow study. We answered all their questions. I expect them to come back with some more questions at a later date, but I thought it was a very good work session that we had with them. They learned a lot about MUB, and we were able to talk about how things need to, how the different departments need to interact and work together. So they had their surveyors on site this week, already starting on that part of the work. So it's moving right along. White Park Trail and Trees, they have bid, the city has advertised for engineering services for the design of the bridge. And I expect we'll see documents for the trees and the trails sometime soon. The flood control study, Strand continues to work and gather data and on the hydraulic model. I think there's going to be a progress meeting soon, and so we'll find out where they are. On the long-term control plan, hydraulic, and Rich, I'm sorry, did you have anything to add on the flood control study?
No, we did have a meeting scheduled for Friday, but due to Ken Hacker had an illness and was out, rescheduled for this Friday. So we get another progress meeting this Friday. They should be finished with that first phase, and so we'll get a good idea of how to proceed from there and kind of what that cost is going to look like and how that next phase is going to be set up. So that'll happen this Friday.
We had a progress meeting with Strand on the long-term control plan last week. They are coming along. It's just a lot of data to input and a lot of information that's going to have to come out of that modeling process. But we're very satisfied of where they are at the moment. The EPA Brownfields grant, we have advertised for a licensed remediation specialist. We had our first publication on the 4th, and the next one will be on the 11th. Consultants are submitting expressions of interest, so then they'll send us their statement of qualifications. So it's moving along. The water treatment plant pump house project that we discussed, we have had the advertisement out. All of the statement of qualifications were due on the 5th. We had 4 firms respond, And so we're eager to start moving that project along.
Okay. Very good, Michael.
I have one question. What is the status on the Cheat Lake sanitary sewer project?
We had a meeting with Strand last week as well on the preliminary engineering report, and they are finalizing it. And there's a few questions that we have internally that we need to go back to them on, but I expect that to get wrapped up in the following weeks. So I think they've made very good progress on it.
So will we be getting a report on their, at least their findings, maybe
Yes.
at the
Oh, yeah.
September meeting?
I will not 100% sure it'll be at the September meeting. It may be October.
Okay,
But they are making good progress, and we just had some internal discussions today, in fact, and of some questions, and Rich and Chris Linger are going to contact Strand and go over those questions with them.
okay.
All right, Michael, let's move on to the GM report.
Okay, just a couple items. Baird Street is completed. The retaining wall that we've talked about, we have a retaining wall in design, but the block structure that's there today, we continue to monitor that for any movement, and so far everything looks excellent. And it's a real nice project, and maybe we can get a little bit of a flyover for the board to see there.
I heard good feedback yesterday from the MRTC about the revitalization of the trail through there, the work that was done. So I think they were very happy that that got put back together as planned and promised. So good kudos to you guys for that.
Yeah, it looks real nice.
All we've got to do is give everybody a bike, and we'll get on our bikes down at the water treatment plant, and we'll ride through.
Bring the
I'll walk a
defibrillator.
bike down from on top of the hill.
And the University Avenue water line replacement, the installation of the new 10-inch HDPE water line is completed and in service. And as of this afternoon, all restoration is completed. So we are out of there just in time for classes.
For class, perfect timing.
Yes.
Almost as if it was planned that way.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be nice? Yes.
well, we made it. Let's just put it that way.
I missed it because I wasn't here to have to drive through it. So.
You wouldn't, yeah, didn't even know it was happening.
Oh, good.
Okay, any questions? The board member have any issues or discussions they want to bring to the management? All right, we'll just back up to Flegel Mike, and you can give a short report on that. If I'm out of order, I apologize, but
We have been working with the city on an agreement for recreation facilities at the Flegel Reservoir. As in any type of agreements, they're going to go back and forth on the language and what each party wants, obviously. And so that's where we are at the moment. And so we're still working together on finalizing an agreement that both parties can agree upon.
From looking at the drafts that have come across, it would be your signature on it. So my assumption is this isn't necessarily something that needs to be approved by the board. So, or is it?
It is.
It-
This would be a board, yes, and a board approval would be authorizing the general manager to sign on behalf of the MUB.
Okay, so if we don't have that motion today, is that something we would be able to come back in on, so that we don't have have another month pass between now and when we do have hopefully an agreement?
I think it'd be better
well,
for the chairman to
we
speak.
offered to the city that we would have whatever type of meetings we needed to have as quick as we could whenever we got to a position that we thought that it was time to approve it.
Okay.
We just haven't got to that point yet. So yeah, so the answer is if we get what we like tomorrow, or what Mike likes tomorrow, then we could call a special meeting.
Have to go on record to say, I think it's premature to have a recreational agreement with the city at this point. The Morgantown Water Commission acquired the land for the Flagel Dam and Reservoir over 50 years ago. And to this date, there's been no organized recreation that's taken place in that particular location. So I'm not sure why there's such a stampede to get recreational facilities in there. The Federal Cyber Security and Infrastructure Security Agency has identified the dam sector as one of the U.S.'s critical infrastructure sectors, since 70% of all fresh waters used in the U.S. come from surface water sources, including reservoirs created by dam. This dam that we are now building is the first one that MUB has ever had. I think we are entering into a new era with needs for national security, preservation of our water services that require us to delay coming to any agreement as it relates to recreational facilities. I think we should not approve any recreational facilities and policies until the reservoir is filled and completed, and any necessary security to protect MUB, who is the owner of this facility, to ensure that the quality of the water and the security of this facility is secured. So I think that we have to take a long-term view of this, and we don't have to rush into doing anything as it relates to recreation until that water is in the dam and we can get a better sense of what the surrounding area looks like. So I'm going to go on the record as stating my opposition to any agreement at this stage.
Thank you. Any other comments on that report or any other reports? So Michael, I think that sort of is the meeting we would like to move into executive session. Jeff, are both these executive sessions?
Use the one on the last page.
Use the one on the last page?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're both legal.
Yeah.
All right.
But the second one adjourns the meeting.
Okay. Thank you.
So I'll motion to convene executive session with the board of directors under the provisions of West Virginia Code Section 6-9A-4, paragraph 8, B12, to discuss and further move that the August 9th, 2022 regular meeting of the board of directors be adjourned at the conclusion of the executive session.
Okay. Second. Good. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Okay, so we'll move into executive session. And we thank you. No problem. Thank you.
Watch it on the YouTube.
Need everybody here.